CFA Nation, Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you guys another cricket reaction. Nick, I am super stoked for this one because it's my adopted team. You know, I love me some Aussies. And man, let everybody know what we're gonna be reacting to today.
I thought you hated yourself some Aussies because of the mushing you have put on.
Oh! That's first and foremost. That has not been scientifically proven. Okay, that's an anomaly, bro. That's an anomaly. Okay,
don't make me Milli Vanilli you, girl. You know it's true,
bro. Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory's head would explode. Okay, trying to prove this
with his little diagrams. Listen, you rooted for the breach of the GABA. That was your fault. Right? The loss in Australia. That was your fault, right?
Oh, man.
New Zealand, Australia. Remember that one? Your fault. And even when you have a cricket league, a T20 league in your place of Australia, who picks the championship winning team? This guy. So, I mean, come on. You can't tell me there's not at least a little bit of reasonality there.
Bro, you know it's so sad, too? And I thought my luck was changing around right before the IPL shut down, right? Seriously, all right. CSK was doing unbelievable, right? They were at the top of the chart of the table standing.
You mushed the entire IPL.
Somebody actually hit me up on Twitter and said, "Bro, you just mushed the whole IPL." Oh, how did I mush the whole IPL? Like easy.
I love it.
And before that happened, by the way, we had sent donations for the Help Save India. And we try to do our part. I didn't mush the IPL. It wasn't my fault. Somebody said, "Bro, you mushed the entire IPL." I'm like, "Oh, brutal!" But
you have the power.
I was flying on cloud 9, right? And it went from that. Right, the Yankees were on an 18 or 4, I think it was 17 of 18 wins, bro. The Yankees are below 500 right now. The Knicks practically got swept in the NBA playoffs. They won one game. I waited 20 years for one game. One game. One win. They won one game, right, bro? And it's like you can't be. And guess what? The Giants lost the NFL draft because they screwed up, bro. Like, can it get any worse? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Let me just speak on behalf of the people. Nobody cares. All right. So today's video, we're looking at a video.
Wait. You notice I didn't mention the West Indies, right? Somebody actually hit me up and said, "Are you watching this game live, Gabe? It's your fault." I'm like, "No, I'm at school. I'm not watching the game."
It is absolutely your fault. We have a request here from one of our Instagram followers. Thank you so much, to check out this video called "The Miracle of Kolkata 2001, The Untold Tale, Dravid and Laxman 20th Anniversary Special." So this video just got posted on this guy's channel, Cricket Raws English, in March of this year. And I did a little bit of research, not too much. I don't want to get too spoiled, but this is India, Australia, like Gabe mentioned, in Kolkata. This is the second test in that series. And supposedly something happens here that was only the third time ever in test cricket since its inception at that time. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. I think it's more like a documentary or mini documentary type situation to explain it, which we love. So if you know about this, wait till you watch the video. Give us your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new. We rely on your subscriptions and your views. So hook us up if you can. Gabe, are you ready for this?
I am.
All right, give us a countdown.
In 3, 2, 1.
So, I know that you know most of the details of that match. India got a follow-on. Dravid and Laxman played for 2 days to save the match, and India won in the end.
2 days.
But do you know the true story of Eden Garden?
Eden Gardens.
The true story that happened in the nets, in the mines, and ended in an IV line. So, let's see today the unknown true story of Eden Garden. Border Gavaskar Trophy 2001. India had just been humiliated at Wankhede by the invincible Aussies. And invincible indeed. They had won 16 tests in a row at this point. India, on the other hand, Kumble, the veteran spinner, wasn't even a part of the squad. The rest of the spinners on the team hadn't even played 10 tests in total. Harbhajan, who was suspended for indiscipline, had been recalled due to Dada's insistence. Famously, Dada declared, "I am not leaving this room till I get Harbhajan on my team." But even Bhajji's best record at the time was just 3 for 30. Australia finished the Mumbai Test in 3 days. India couldn't score more than 200 in a single inning. Dada was booed off the ground by an angry Mumbai crowd, and Bishan Singh Bedi declared this match as the demise of Indian cricket. When the plane carrying the Indian team landed in Kolkata for the second test, things were about to get a lot more worse. Javagal Srinath was deemed unfit to play because of a fractured finger. And Rahul Dravid, the third most experienced player on the team, fell sick with the flu. He was put on bed rest, battling fever and dehydration.
Nice.
Dravid was used to practicing hard before a match. The first time he could touch the bat when he was actually walking out to bat. Laxman, on the other hand, after finishing his daily net practice, just 2 days before the test, went to the physio and complained of back pain. Physio saw his back and, stumped, showed Laxman his own back in a mirror. Laxman's spine had tilted to one side. Any extra damage could result in long-term disfigurement. He was to be put on compulsory bed rest. So, 2 days before the test, no experienced spinner, no ace pacer, two of the main batsmen on compulsory bed rest. This was going to be an unmitigated disaster. Anyways, fast forward a bit, Australia scored 445 runs in the first innings, and India had yet again failed to score about 200, getting all out for 171 on the morning of day 3. Australian bowlers actually asked their captain to not give the follow-on. This is getting too boring, they said.
That's disrespectful.
Let's just sit and relax, they said. But in the simple temptation that they can end this match that day itself, thereby getting 2 extra days to relax, they relented. Let's finish this today then. In the Indian dressing room though, on account of Laxman being the only one to score a 50 in the first innings, Dravid, the senior batsman, was asked to switch places with Laxman, a junior, from 3rd to 6th. Dravid was obviously dejected. Don't you think I can play too, he thought. But being the gentleman that he is, he made way for his junior. And India, on cue, looked about to lose the plot. Sachin got out and the entire stadium emptied. On day 4 at least, some people returned to see Saurav batting. But by the time Dravid came out, not even pigeons were watching the match. He was welcomed by the Australian players though. First 3, then 6, then out of the team, they sledged and sledged and sledged till Dravid and Laxman had played out the entire morning session. By lunch though, Dravid, on severe medication on a hot and humid Kolkata summer, dehydrated and exhausted, started having cramps. Unbearable pain coursing through his body. Laxman constantly talking to him to stop him from losing focus. Laxman later went on to say that I have never talked so much on the pitch till this date as I did in that one session. As another session ended and players returned in tea break, having saved the test, nobody congratulated them. Nobody even talked to them. The entire team just sat at the exact same place they did during the lunch break, pretending that everything is normal. Pretending that Jagmohan Dalmia hadn't announced a prize of 1,000 rupees for every run they scored. Pretending that Laxman hadn't just surpassed Gavaskar's record. Pretending that the entire stadium wasn't full of people who had returned to watch something magical in the making. Pretending that Indian players bringing drinks to the field hadn't started sledging the Australians in return. They just sat, pretending that a miracle wasn't happening right before their very eyes. On the last session though, Laxman's back finally gave out. He couldn't move anymore. And Laxman, who had propped up Dravid the entire afternoon, was supported by Dravid in the evening. Dravid single-handedly faced 80% of all the bowling, making sure, no matter what, a wicket didn't fall.
The wall.
Laxman didn't fall. When the day ended, and as both the batsmen walked back to the pavilion, they quickly fell on a bench, immediately needing an IV. Especially Dravid, because dehydration had properly set in. Laxman and Dravid had played the entire day. They had saved the test. They had saved India's pride. Well, in the end, it could have been just another brilliant partnership. I agree. What happened next is what made it special. I agree. Without Sachin scalping 3 of the top order and Harbhajan taking care of the rest, it would have been just another match. I agree. Without winning this match and winning the next match and hence winning the series, everybody would have forgotten this. I agree. But what I don't agree to is that anyone who knows anything about cricket not knowing what truly happened on that day. How 2 batsmen in no condition to even play gully cricket played through an entire day against the invincible Aussies. How 2 players battling unbearable pain kept on batting, 1 ball at a time, just to make sure that their country doesn't lose. How 2 players propped up the hopes and dreams and aspirations of an entire country and kept on playing, 1 ball at a time, and another, and another. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, kindly like, share and subscribe.
So let me give this guy a like and a subscribe. I mean, let me talk about just the video.
Will I?
Let's talk about the video for a second. I mean, that was a great video. This guy, I enjoyed his narration quite a bit as well, but this guy does a great job putting together his narrative to describe and explain what happened there in Kolkata on that day and in that series and that match. But, you know, big props to this guy for the video he put together. 2 thumbs up for you. And great history lesson in cricket because you get the gist, you get the weight, the importance. That was pretty sweet.
Bro, there's moments in sports that just make you like, I got actually goosebumps right now watching that video because it reminded me of every major moment in sport that they transcend just what the normal person is supposed to do. All right, Michael Jordan playing with the flu, right? And putting up 55 on my Knicks, you know, lighting them up like a Christmas tree. Kurt Schilling, which hurts me to this day, my heart, going out and pitching with the bloody sock, and you know, my beloved Yankees up 3-0 in the series, and the Red Sox coming back to do the impossible, basically. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like moments like that in sports when guys play, they show they care, that it's more than just a paycheck. Like they're gonna get paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, you know, Dravid is Dravid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Laxman is Laxman. But it was their pride, their unwillingness to just say, you know, to say I give up. They could have easily done it, and it inspired others. And sometimes that's all you need, bro. You need somebody to inspire and say, listen, not today. You know what I mean? Not on my watch. And other people will be like, bro, if these guys are out there playing hobbled, playing hurt, playing and they're both unfit to play, how could we do any less? And it inspires the rest of the team. And you know what it really reminded me? It reminded me of the series against Australia. In Australia, when you had visible players in pain playing. I can't remember who was it that was hobbling from
Rahari and Ashwin.
Yeah, Rahari and Ashwin, they're both beat up, bro. I mean, that's the game they also lost Muhammad Shami. Remember, they broke his arm.
Well, that was that was the
game before that, right?
The 26 all out or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a beat up India team. All right, it was a beat up India team again, and for some reason, India seems to, when they're at their worst and the times are darkest, they're able to dig deep and just, you know what I'm saying? Just have that unrelenting spirit to say, I'm going to fight. You know what I mean, bro? And not all athletes have the ability to do so, bro. I remember one of the most disgusting things I've seen ever in professional sports was Jay Cutler refusing to go back on the field. Now, mind you, Jay Cutler is one of the best was one of the best NFL quarterbacks and prospects. I mean, his combine numbers were off the chart. He had a cannon for an arm, but the guy was never a winner because of that reason, because he was just a quitter. And he was a guy that wouldn't play through pain. He was a guy that did not inspire others. And if you're gonna play this game that so many people are invested in, then you've got to, sacrifice, and you've got to put it all on the line. And that's what they did there, man. This was a super cool video. You know what? I'm showing this to Trey because they have to, not just learn, but understand that when you play a sport, sometimes you got to dig deep. When you're tired, when you're hurt, you know what I'm saying? You still got to dig deep and get to that extra level that is down there that most athletes can't reach.
First of all, this reminded me of Dean Jones, right? And what he did, was it the 80s or whatever it was, where he was like super dehydrated and he, literally like his whole body like went into shock or whatever. He had to go to the hospital. 8 hours and you get 2 breaks. You get 2 breaks, right? Or 3 breaks. I think 2 breaks. 8 hours out there. And you're not sitting down. You are standing up. You are alert. You are spending 8 hours of energy to not lose that wicket. From everything I've heard, Dravid is like one of the best, if not the best, at not losing that wicket. And you got 8 hours out there. You feel like crap, like you had said. It's hot outside. Australia's doing their thing. They're making fun. That's jacked up from 3 to 6 to out of the team. And some pretty good sledging there. But these guys are out there for 8 hours, and both are, you're right. It's like the third match in Australia. But that is, to me, that's the most impressive thing. Because if I'm in pain and I have to like do something and be on my feet and be in the hot sun, it's hard to go 5 minutes without thinking about that pain, let alone 8 hours and you just doing it. And at the end of the day, for the people that aren't huge sports fans, they're going to say, your life is more important. Your body's more important. Just who cares if you lose a match? Not a big deal. But I liked what he said in that video because he said, for the pride of India. You're playing for other people, literally, who most of them left once Sachin got taken down. Once he lost his wicket, they left the stadium, and then they all started coming back when they're like, again, one of my favorite lines. Am I seeing what I'm seeing from Cinderella Man? It's an amazing thing, and you're right. I mean, this is why I love sports. This is why I get so mad when people say, "Why do you care about sports? It's just a game." And it's like, no. You don't understand how powerful, how motivating, how inspirational it is. And this is an example. And it's not because they beat Australia, even though at that time, that was when Australia were like behemoths, right? It's about 2 guys standing toe-to-toe against an entire team and just saying, I'm not going down. Rocky's line, I'm not going to go down no more. I'm not going down no more. I love that, absolutely. And it's, that was fantastic. At the end of the day, it's something that people who were there, who were around, who were watching it, they'll never be able to forget. Remember what Laxman and Dravid did? That was fantastic. And they end up winning that match. They end up winning that series and taking that trophy after they got shellacked in the first match in the first inning. That's pretty cool.
No, definitely, and it's why it became iconic. It's funny that you mentioned the Rocky line. It also reminded me of well, from the film, but it happened in real life. I've seen the real match. In the film Ali, when Ali's in Africa and he's fighting George Foreman, and Foreman is beating them down for 13, 14 rounds, just pounding them, man. He's the rope-a-dope. He's just sitting there taking that punishment, and he's thinking to himself in his mind, he's like, all right, you got to do it now. You say you ready to be champ? Your wrist, your jaws broke, your ribs are mashed up, you're tired. Are you ready to face this man? Because you facing a man that's gonna die before he lets you win. You got to go out there and lay it on. You got to get that second win. You can't let him get that second win. He don't even know that's out there for him. And Ali went out and won. And anyone that understands the big underdog that Muhammad Ali was when he fought George Foreman. I mean, Ali had been out of boxing for 3 years because he got suspended because of the whole draft thing. He refused to go to Vietnam, right? And he was in prison. He was, like this was such a David and Goliath thing. And to watch this guy get beat down and beat down and beat down for round after round, and then at the end, it was just a series of maybe 4 or 5 punches. And Foreman was absolutely gassed, exhausted. And it was one of the greatest things. If you've never seen it, just go online. You could watch that fight. Go online and watch that. Watch a man get punished for 14 rounds or 13 rounds, whatever it was. Because in those days, they were like 15-round fights. And then all of a sudden, Ali just explodes in a minute. And, boom, comes out, drops him. And one of the greatest victories of all time. And again, like Nick said, people that don't really watch sport don't understand how it can inspire. That right there just inspired me. You know what I mean? That when I'm hurting or I'm tired or whatever, like, man, you know what? No, I can go teach this lesson, or I can go, do whatever it is I need to do because others have sacrificed way more than I have.
Absolutely. It's super inspiring. We really appreciate Cricket Roz, is that the guy's name here? I want to try to get it right. Yeah, Cricket Roz. Really appreciate him putting this video together. Again, not again, but also the fact that he narrated in English so that we can check it out and follow along. Absolutely phenomenal job. Thanks so much for requesting this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.